Awesome. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Happy Friday, everybody. Made it to the weekend. Well, almost. We're almost there. Got a little bit further to go. And I'm telling you, it's been a long week, guys. If I sound different today, it's I've been dealing with some sickness. I've had a cold for the last few days, so I might sound a little different on camera. I'm not sure. But I'm going to fight through it because this is week number 10 now. We're on 10 weeks going through this. This has been super awesome for me. Really consistent. Trying to keep consistent with the uploads and everything. Today is going to be a little different. Not filming at the workbench today because it's such a mess and I'm stuck waiting on parts. If you're in this hobby, you get a truck halfway taken apart, and then you're just sitting there waiting on parts to get in the mail, and it's a mess, and it just sits there. And yeah, I probably could try and organize it and film on the workbench, but that's just a lot of work I don't want to deal with. So, let's start off with uh collecting versus driving RCs. I am definitely 100% a driver. You guys, if you've seen my videos, you know I'm a driver. I drive all these. All of these get driven, 100%. And I don't own a single RC that doesn't get driven. Like even this little 1/12 scale still gets driven. I mean, you can see the tires are a little dirty. This probably gets driven almost the least amount, and that's just because it's the newest, and I haven't had time to really film a full length video with this yet. I do want to detail it some more. I already got a driver in there, uh, but I want to detail this some more before I make a full length video with it. Come on, turn. Can you turn? Can you turn? There we go. It's super scale, guys. I really like this truck. But this is definitely probably the least driven one out of the bunch right now. We'll talk more about all of these in depth, but realistically, I have a bunch of maintenance to do on most of them. Most of them need some maintenance done, and that's another reason why I'm not filming in a specific location today or anything. I have so much work to do, guys. It is ridiculous. Some of the stuff just isn't going to get done right now, just because I'm either waiting for parts or something like that. But like the puller down there, the puller's missing tires and a transmission. If you didn't see the short I posted the other day, I blew the transmission in the puller. So we got to make a new strategy for that. We're gonna do a better transmission, probably an axial 3 gear or something like that, something a little stronger. Uh, we got maintenance to do on the SCX10, the OG SCX10. We got maintenance to do on my son's TRX4. I gotta finish doing maintenance on the Gladiator. I gotta start maintenance on the SCX2. The Mashigan's ready to go. That's rock and rolling. That's ready. Speaking of the Mashigan, this one, the Mashigan. I got a video coming out today at 5 p.m. of the Mashigan. It's a really epic video. That should drop at 5 today. And then I'm going to try and do some filming this weekend. Uh, keep the videos rolling out. The Chevy is technically ready to go. I probably do need to make a video with that soon. Show you guys some more scale detail that I worked on that. The monster truck is taken apart. You can't tell it right now, but the transmission's out of it, and the electronics are out of it. We gotta do some work on the mud truck. That I think we need to speed it up some. I think it's a little too slow right now. So we're gonna re-gear it or put some different electronics in there and get that one a little more fun. My daughter's LC80, that one's ready to go, but I don't drive her stuff. My LC80 is ready to go, so I probably will film with that soon, maybe this weekend. We got the Go Faster stuff right here, but I don't really film with those because it's such a pain in the butt. Same thing with the drift cars. I got drift cars in the boat. But this is technically the full collection. I have a couple of TRX-4Ms on the workbench, but this is pretty much the main collection that we have right now. And half of this stuff needs work. That's why we're not driving today. So, like, I have several things I got to get done. I don't know if I'll get it all done today, but we're going to try and get as much done as we can and go from there. So, that's I'm not going to film me working on stuff on the live stream. I'm going to do that stuff off camera. It's just easier that way. That way I can really focus on what needs to get done. Like the SCX10 needs to be completely taken apart because I had that in the water last week and I haven't gotten to it yet. I've been really far behind on stuff because I'm dealing with this cold and we're falling behind on maintenance. My son's TRX4 that has to be completely taken apart. I think I'm going to put some new bearings in that because he's got kind of a noisy drivetrain going on right now. So that needs to be completely disassembled and redone. SCX 10.2, same thing with that. So several rigs have to be completely disassembled, and I need space and time. Hopefully, not any new parts. I mean, I'm replacing a bearing isn't nothing for me. I can, I usually stock up on bearings and stuff like that. But then my son's Red Cat, the four-wheel steer rig, that's ready to go, but it's not waterproof. It's not something I normally film with. It's just not super scale. It is very capable though. It's a super capable rig. But yeah, we're behind. We're behind on a lot of maintenance stuff. So like I gotta do the work. I don't drive stuff if it needs serious maintenance. Like if it's got a bad bearing in it, it doesn't get driven. So we're kind of at a stalemate right now. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with the film schedule. We're trying to keep that rolling. But yeah, we got a lot of maintenance to do. That being said, big difference. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird, man. It's really weird. Big difference between being a driver and a collector. So there are plenty of people that drive their RCs, and there's plenty of people that collect their RCs. There's nothing wrong with either one. But the big question is, are you a driver or are you a collector? So all of these get driven, even though they don't get driven a whole lot. All of them get driven at some point or another. They all get driven. Now there are people who will buy a brand new RC, take it out of the box, or some people still leave it in the box, and they'll just set it on a shelf and just leave it there. And those are collectors. Those are not drivers. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's your bag, if that's how you like to do it, that's awesome. But me personally, I don't get fun out of just sitting and watching those things on the shelf. That's not fun for me, not something that I, enjoy thoroughly. However, and it's just because that's just with RCs. However, that's why this is in the frame. I do collect diecast models. I collect several different things, but this is part of my diecast collection. I have way more than that, and that's something that I thoroughly enjoy. That's something I do like to keep on the shelf and actually sit there and look at. We'll get you a little closer in there so you can see. But going down here, gotta do it for Dale. I actually found this at Goodwill. How cool is that, bruh? All right, there we go. Oh, that was a little too far. There we go. What's up? All right. So I can't remember every single model. I know that's a Mercury. It's an old Ford Coupe. I have all kinds of stuff. This is actually a part of a hand-me-down collection from my grandfather. So a lot of these vehicles are actually pretty old. And I was thinking about getting these out of the case today so you guys could actually see the full-on collection because there is tons of these. They're actually front and back over here. We got several different trucks. Most of them are trucks. I think there's only 2 or 3 cars in there. But I figured we'd get those out and look at those today and admire those for a little bit. Something to eat up an hour. And then we can talk more about what all these things got to have done. Like I said, this one's ready to go. I'm probably going to film with this weekend. Heck yeah. Old school or no school, man. I am a Jeep guy. I do have the the Toyotas here just to aggravate people in the Jeep community. There is another truck that's going to go here. It's taken apart on the bench right now, but it's going to be another Jeep. This is like the Jeep shelf right here. But this little FMS it's a really awesome little scale truck. Let's put you up there for now. And then we got the Go Fast stuff. Oh, an old Model A, huh? That's pretty cool. They're getting harder to find, the originals. But yeah, I think what we can do, we'll get out as many as I can fit on my freezer. And take a look at these. I love this case. This case is beautiful. You can just slide these out. This keeps the diecast mostly dust free. My other diecast collections and stuff, they're just out in the open, and I constantly have to dust them. But these stay pretty nice. I mean, look, it's got wood grain. Beautiful car. Truck. Actually got interior, got a little shifter in there and stuff. It opens on most of these. And they do have scale engines in them. Another thing we're going to look at here in just a second is if you look, how many, okay. Once the, there's actually a vinyl cover on there. You know, I really haven't had time to look at these fully in depth, but we're going to take these out and see how many I can fit on the freezer, and we'll get a more in-depth look at them, and we'll go from there. So let me go stack a few of these up. On the freezer, it's an old school tow truck. Old Ford. That one's a little dusty. And got this one. Come out of here, you. Some of these are just in beautiful condition too. Another old Ford. Nice interior. The little engine bay in there. One's got a yellow painted engine. Very nice. And get this one out. This one, Chevy. Nice old Chevy. Little trunk opens, or not trunk, tailgate. Most of the doors open on these. And like I said, most of them have engines. Very nice. Alright, that's one side. We also have, let me get a little further down. Lots of little ones on the bottom. Little tow trucks. There's a 32 Ford Coupe there in the back. Most of them are trucks. My grandfather really liked trucks. This is mostly his collection. There's a couple of mine personally in there. But majority of the really nice ones are my grandfather's, and then most of my collection is just hanging out on shelves in my bedroom. But these ones I like to keep fairly pristine. Let's get another glass section out. This Mercury is one of my favorites personally. Actually has a carpet interior, and it's very heavy. Like, these are like really nice die casts. Full engine bay, all the accessories and whatnot. Yeah, actual carpet. Has actual carpet in there. Trunk opens. Got a spare. Beautiful car. Yep. Then we got, I believe that's a 32. Let me check the bottom here. The 32. Boy, I can just barely read that. Some of these are pretty old. Pretty sure that's a 32 Ford Coupe. Real nice. We might be able to get all of these on the freezer. I'm trying to remember what scale these are. I think they're 18th scale. Let's see here. This one's got leaf springs and everything, huh? This is a 37 Studebaker. Doesn't say what scale it is, but I want to say that's either 24th or 18. But like, look at the detail on that. Super nice. Hood does open. Full engine bay. Beautiful truck. Crazy to think that Studebaker made pickup trucks back in 1937. Get that on the freezer. I have a little scale car show going on over here. Alright, let's slide this over. Now we've made it to the green trucks. I forgot I color coded most of these. Part of my OCD or something, I don't know. Get that out. Like I said, this case is really nice because it keeps the dust off of them. We got here an old Dodge. That one needs some cleaning. I'll probably clean them while they're out. Got a nice full interior in that one too. Engine bay, full engine bay. We're talking spark plug wires and everything. Beautiful old truck. What year is this? You gonna tell me? 1957. Yeah, 1957 Dodge. Really nice old truck. Oh yeah. Yeah, we just might get all of these on the freezer and then we can look at them all at the same time. Quite a few old green ones. We got nice wood paneling. Full engine. Nice interior on that one. Nice pretty old Ford, 1951. We should get at least maybe 4 more trucks on there. Oh, okay. This is a 42. 42 what? Ford? Yeah, Ford. Oh, could have just read the side. Full engine bay in that one also. This one's got a window. That's nice. Full interior. Never been a super big fan of green, but I do like the old green. That old dark forest green color. You don't make too many vehicles like that anymore. Not in that color scheme. Get one more green one. I'm gonna leave that bottom green one there. That bottom green one's actually one of mine. That's why it's all dusty. Like I said, I keep my grandfather's ones in a lot better shape than my own trucks. Old Chevy 3100. What year is this? 1953. That's a sharp one. I like that. Full engine bay. Alright, we're going to have to make some decisions on this next one. I don't quite have room for all of them on the freezer. Oh, the black Chevy's pretty nice. Oh, that blue one though, that's pretty sharp. Might be able to squeeze more than one in there, but I think I only got space for one more truck. I don't know. Blue Chevy might be the way to go. Oh yeah. Side view. These are super detailed. Full interior. What year is this? 1941. Very sharp truck. Let's see if I can fit one more on there. Maybe. Let's see if I can squish them together just a little bit. I might be able to get some more on there. What's this other red one here? This one's a little dusty. Old Dodge. Oh, that's another side. I really like when they do the side hoods. Got full engine bay in there, full interior. Very nice old Dodge. I don't know what year that is. What year are we looking at? 1941. Pretty old truck. Let's see if we can scooch them over just a smidge more. And get one more truck. And get one more truck, we'll have them all. Just might barely fit on there. Whew. This one's missing the rear bumper. I'm gonna have to glue that back on. It's 1937. Oh, this isn't black. I thought it was black, but no, it's like a root beer color. Very nice. Another full engine bay. Full interior. Pretty old truck. Alright, I think that's all of them. All the ones I can fit on there. Alright, let's back you guys up for a second. Alright, we're 24. Yeah, I gotta check tire pressure. So, if you guys haven't seen, there's a link in the description of this particular video that goes to my TikTok showcase. That is for that. That is a really sturdy, tall shop light. I'm not going to blind you guys with that, but all of these rotate. How cool is that? Let's turn it. What's a good way to turn it? I guess that way, that way, that way. Yeah, and then we, wow, that's pretty bright. Like that's a really cool light. That actually will run for 20 hours straight. It's got two different settings. You got soft white and bright white. I think that's pretty freaking sweet. The fact that you can rotate all these, I mean, you can light up everything. I'm probably going to use it over here so you guys can see the trucks on the freezer real good. But what's really awesome about this, if you click the link in the description right now, this light is 50% off. So normally I think this light's like $110. You can get it for like $55, I think. So that's like, this is sturdy. This is all metal. Pretty awesome little shop light. And it's detachable. Ah, don't blind anybody. But it's got a hook in the bottom and magnets. How cool is that? So you can hang it upside down or whatever. I'm going to use this a lot for filming. Like, this is going to be my new film light. I'm going to get this light over here by the die-cast stuff so you guys can see that. Woo! That is super bright. Got like some movie quality lights going on here. Get it out of the way. There we go. Alright, let's get you guys over to the die-cast. You can see the little bitty car show we got going on over here. How cool is that? Now I'll get you guys off the tripod and get way more in-depth look. All these trucks are beautiful. Full interiors in them. Like I said before, these are kind of the nicer ones. I have way more than this, but these are the ones I try to keep super nice. Nice thing is you can just pick them up and look at them. Got a yellow engine in that one for some reason. Trying to see what it says. It just says Ford on the valve covers. I didn't know Ford made a yellow engine. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. It's got orange seats in there. Let's open that up. Oh no, that's as far as it goes. Yeah, it's got orange seats in a red truck. It's an odd color choice. Put you right there. There we go. And like, they got the scale hubcaps, everything. That Studebaker's pretty neat. Full interior in that. It's the engine bay. Hopefully I can stay out of my shadow over here. If not, we'll move the light further down so we can see. See old Dodge 1957. Another old Ford. I do like that dark green color combo. That's pretty nice. Got the 3100 Chevy. See if I can move some of these around so you can get better looks at them. Oh, we didn't open your hood. You gotta open the hood, man. There we go. Get a better look in there. Open up both sides. Maybe. No, it's one or the other. You gotta pick. That one's kind of dirty. We gotta clean that. Usually I just clean them off with an air pistol. Nice old Dodge. You see the engine bays in there. Full interiors. It's kind of nice having a little mini car show whenever you feel like doing it. You got the old Ford, or no, that's an old Chevy. Yeah. What year was this one? What does it say? 1937. It's hard keeping up with all these. Yeah, that's 37 Chevy. It's a nice grill. Then I believe this is a 32 Ford Coupe. Got full interior, shifter. I think that trunk opens actually. Does it? Yep, it sure does. Oh, it's got a rumble seat. That's cool. I completely forgot I had one of those. Yeah, it's got a little rumble seat. Now the Merc is my favorite. That is my personal favorite. Out of this whole collection is the Merc. That is a beautiful car. I'm gonna move some of these around and get the Merc out here in the light a little better. 1949. That's actually got a hood prop in this one. Full interior, actual carpet. It's got actual carpet in there. Actually seeing the trunk there. A really sharp car. I'm not even sure. Oh, it's even got pedals. Look, I don't know how well the detail's coming out, but those gauges are painted on. Like, that's a really sharp car. I try to take really good care of this stuff. Let's see if we can lift it up here. You can see the little details on the engine on the bottom. What does it say there? 49 Mercury. Doesn't say what company. At least I can't make out what it says on the bottom. Can we lift that hood up more? A little bit more. You see that engine in there. Super sharp car. Let's put you over there so we can put that truck back. Or maybe we'll just alternate. It's the old Dodge. Really nice, sharp, full engine bay. What's up? Just checking out the diecast collection today. At least part of it. Can't get the whole collection out. Some of that stuff's way too dusty. This is all the really nice ones that I try to keep in really good shape. I like that they actually put the grill stiffening rods in there and stuff. Very scale. As scale as it gets with some of these. What's up? Get over here. See this other Chevy. Just trying to jigsaw them in and out of there. Full engine bay. That one's got kind of a weak hood latch. Real nice interior. Chevy Cameo. Pretty sharp truck. Let's take you over here. Let's pick up, I think this is the Ford. Yeah, it's Ford. Got a lot of red ones. Old F100. I can't understand why there's an orange seat in it. Why would you put an orange seat in a red truck? That's kind of clashing on the colors, but maybe there was a reason for it. I don't know. Nice, pretty old truck. Does that close? Hey, that actually closes. All right, cool. Put you over there. Maybe we can get some more on here if we close some of the doors. We didn't look at this one yet, but... Or did we? We might have. This is that 37. That one's still got the plastic in it. Whoop, focus, focus. Full engine. Super scale. Nice old Chevy. Got one wiper. Guess you only needed one wiper back then. Let's get you over here. Let's see if we can get some more out. Maybe we'll get the little guys out if we can stack these up next to each other. It's an old school tow truck. It's an old Ford. I'm not sure what year. Let's see if we can see what year. 49. It's a 49 Ford. That one's pretty dusty. We gotta clean that one today. Ugh. That one, unfortunately, the hood doesn't open on this one. Let me get you over there. Now let's straighten them up over this way. Trying to make some space. I like that rumble seat though. That's pretty cool. Make some more space so we can get some more trucks on here, because we have a few more that I couldn't fit originally on here. It's a pretty old Chevy 3100. These interiors are just crazy with detail. It's hard to get fully focused in there, but it's a sharp color. Even got little chains. Little chains. That's pretty cool. Might be able to see the gauges and stuff in there. Like I said, I'm not sure. I don't think these are all the same company or made by the same company. See if we can see. Let's close that door. See if we can see the bottom here. Boy, it is really hard to read some of these. Yeah, I can't tell what company makes it, but sharp old truck. I like that grill. The 50s Chevy grills. Get you over here. Yeah, if we close the door, we can get quite a bit more out there. This grill, not my favorite. Don't particularly care for that grill. The old 2 or 1 barrel carb on there. Come on. There we go. Like I said, I treat these things like they're made of glass. Some of them feel like they are, but they got super good detail to them. This is back when people really cared about what they were doing. Oh, this one's got chains too. Look at that. Got little chains. Tiny, tiny little exhaust pipe on there. What's up? I'll get you over there. Try and make as much room as possible for the the smaller ones, and then I can get these out. I like this seat. That's a nice color choice for a seat. With the green. And I have to clean these up a little bit with my air pistol. I try to keep the pressure real far down so that I don't damage anything when I clean them. Those white walls are starting to yellow a little bit. They're pretty old models. Some of these are 30-plus-year-old models. Guaranteed they're discontinued and they don't make them anymore. That one's got a red block. See what we can see in there. Green truck with a red engine block. Got some weird color combos going on. Get you over here. Let's take another look at this blue Chevy. I really like this one. This one's really sharp. It says Chevrolet on the valve covers. Super pretty model. Full interior. We got some dust bunnies hanging out on the seat. Like I said, I'm gonna have to clean these up real good. I like that tire cover though. There might actually be, can that tire cover, oh it can. There ain't no telling how old that tire cover is though. We don't want to damage nothing, but is it a full scale tire underneath there? It is. Look at that. See, the level of detail on this stuff is absolutely bonkers. Put that back on before we break anything. $19.58. Got a real pretty wood grain in there. Feels like real wood. Very sharp. Come on, down you go. Down you go. Very pretty truck. Alright, let's put you right there. Get another look at the old Dodge. In the engine bay there. This one's kind of dusty too. 1957. Full interior. What's up? Checking out some of my old truck collections. Well, they just had style back then. They really did. The way those taillights are. Imagine them taillights nowadays on a pickup truck. So many nice details. I think we're just about out of space on that one. We'll put you next to the Merc. Merc's up front because Merc's my favorite. There we go. I'm trying to squeeze in as many as we can. We got some more. There's a Studebaker, which I never knew that Studebaker made a truck until I seen this model. I'd never heard of Studebaker pickup trucks. Super in-depth model. It's got all the wiring and everything in there. Super in-depth interior. You can see all the gauges, the heater box, everything. Super nice model. Even look at that little windshield wiper. Antenna, mirror, everything. That's a sharp looking truck. 1937. That's just flushed on there. We'll leave that down. Little exhaust pipe. Super pretty truck. Alright, I think we got enough space now for the little guys. I'm gonna set you guys on the tripod. Whoop. And then I'll go set the little guys on there. That way we can kind of get a good feel for all the work we gotta do later when we clean everything. So you can tell which trucks are mine based on which ones are my grandfather's. Mine are dusty. They're always dusty. I clean them and they just get dustier again. Mine are nowhere near as nice as his are. That's a different scale too. I think that's a little smaller. Then we have, what's over here? These are 1/43rd scale. It's a 32 Ford Coupe. 1/32nd scale. That spare tire is a little off. Not sure if I even want to mess with it. There we go. You can tell how old these models are by the yellowing in the glass. Ugh, got some squeaky wheels right there. Oh, well now it's out of frame. Put it right there. There we go. This is a 43rd 32 Ford pickup. Not your average Hot Wheels. Got another 32 Ford pickup, but this one's like a watermelon truck. And we got another 32 Ford pickup. This one's like a utility, like a beer truck or something. And we got another 32 Ford pickup. This one's a tow truck. These are all 43rd scale. And we got a 27. What is this? 27 Essex. Never heard of an Essex, but 1927 Essex Coupe. That one is a, what scale is this? Doesn't even say what scale it is. I'm willing to bet that that's a 50th scale. Super tiny. So we got the little fellas with the bigger ones. And then I have some bigger ones, my personal cars. I guess I can go grab one of my personal cars. Like I said, my stuff is way dustier. I don't have fancy cases for my stuff, but that is one of my personal cars. I have had this car since I was 10 years old. You believe that? That's ridiculous. Universal Studios. Let's say. I can't remember the company that makes it. I guess it's from Universal Studios. Airtel. Airtel made this. Now this thing's been through the ringer. I used to actually push this around when I was 10 years old. I took it out of the box and actually had fun with it. Fast and Furious was all the rage when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm a fan of this scale. I would say that's probably 18th scale, or maybe a little bit bigger. It could be 16th scale. But yeah, these are all super. My cars are always dusty. Like I clean them, and they just dust right back up. See if I can grab another one of mine. Ta-da, gotta have the GTO. That one was actually in perfect condition until my cat knocked it off the shelf like a year ago, and it got all scuffed up and busted. But that's what happens when you don't have special glass cases like I do for these others. Yeah, that's the Judge next to Dom's Charger. Like I said, these are real dusty. I gotta clean these. You can tell big difference between, my grandfather's collection and my collection. Look at the dust on that. That's just gross. But that's why it's important to have glass cases if you want to keep these things nice. And that's exactly why when it comes to RCs, I'm not a collector. I'm a driver. Like I drive this stuff. Stuff gets driven. What we can probably do, I'll slowly start putting those trucks back. We're almost up on our hour, but I'll slowly start putting those trucks back as I clean them, and then I'll get started on doing a little bit of detail work on the Chevy. I'm probably not gonna get to the mud truck today. That needs too much work right now. But we gotta clean the LC80s. That's all they need. They just need cleaning. Then this stuff, that's probably not gonna get run today. I mean, if it does, the kids will just run them around the yard or something. But and then the Jeeps, well, I don't know if I'll get to the maintenance on that because I got to take the front axle apart on this one. I got to take both axles apart on this one and the transmission. That's probably going to be this weekend. The FMS, the Michigan is ready to go. So that's done. All it really needs is some detail work, and I got some magnets for the top, the hard top, to put back on. And then the bottom shelf, that's gonna need some work. The Red Cat's ready to go. That one I gotta completely disassemble and do that one up. Bomber's ready to go, sort of. I think it just needs to be gone over. I don't ever like super clean that one because that one just runs straight into the mud half the time. And then the SCX10's got to come completely apart. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me this weekend. I'm going to be doing a lot of maintenance. Like I said, I got a big project working out on my workbench. The pulling truck down there, we're just waiting on parts for that. I haven't even got that stuff ordered yet, but we'll get there. But yeah, ask yourself this: are you a collector Or are you a driver? I'm technically both, I guess. But I'm a driver of RCs. I don't collect RCs, I drive them. What I collect are these. This is what I collect. You know, they don't. I guess, you know, when I was 10, I actually played with this. So I wasn't a collector yet, but I started collecting at a young age. All right, guys. I guess we're gonna wrap it up, and I guess we'll get to work because I got a lot of stuff to do today. But if you haven't already, click that link in the description and check out this light. Because I'm telling you guys, that light is wicked. Especially for the money. I mean, you go to Harbor Freight or something like that and look for this light, it's probably going to be way more expensive. So if you're looking for a Black Friday deal or something, maybe even just for a gift for somebody else, this light is where it's at. Being able to... Whoa, that's way brighter. Yeah. And like I said, it's got 20 hours of runtime. And you can switch modes between bright white and soft white. I don't know if it'll wash the camera out. Let me turn it around. A little bit. That's the bright white. Oh, no, that's off. That's the bright white. That's the soft white. So yeah, click that link in the description if you're looking at a light for you or somebody else. That's the way to go. I will get a commission off of that, and you'll help me out because I'll, you know, put money into the channel, get some more stuff, more cool RC stuff. Always need new electronics or something to make them cooler. As the channel grows, as we make more money and stuff, I'll get, you know, RTRs or something. Maybe we'll have a vote. I do eventually want to build an optic kit for you guys. It's just the channel's got to make enough money to buy one, and then we'll go from there. But all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you on the next one. See you later.